Well, welcome to this River Publishers book discussion. I'm Philippa Jefferies, and I have with me Albert Williams, energy engineer and lead developer of the AEE Certified Industrial Energy Professional Certification. And today we are talking about his forthcoming book, Industrial Energy Systems Handbook. So welcome, Albert. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Could you perhaps start by just introducing yourself and the book a little bit?
Okay, so my name is Albert Williams. I'm from South Africa, and well, I've been working in the energy management field for 17 years now. And I started my consulting career working in the mining sector and in large industries in Southern Africa. And I obtained my Certified Energy Manager qualification in 2008. So I've been working in consulting for industry for many years, and in the last decade or so, I've sort of got more involved in training, developing and delivering energy training courses throughout industrial countries like countries in Africa, the Middle East, Southern Asia, Southern Europe. So about 40 countries in total where I've been involved in delivering training courses, and these are topics like energy management, energy auditing, energy systems optimization, and these energy systems refer to things like compressed air systems, pumps, fans, steam systems, motors, chillers. So a lot of specific kind of energy systems that we are focusing on. And so this book came about because of my involvement in the industry, and I've been involved with the Association of Energy Engineers in the USA. And during the lockdown period, we revamped one of their old training courses, and that one is the Certified Industrial Energy Professional, the CIEP training course. And that was originally developed by some Americans, Tim Janos, Bruce Armitage, and John Pushkar was involved in that. So we've revamped that training course, and this textbook is now connected to that training course. So this is a prescribed textbook for this CIEP training course.
Sure. So it follows the course, but it also expands and provides information, right? This isn't just for people on that course. It's useful for a lot of people, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Great. So what are some of kind of the key areas that the book identifies that can help with energy management, energy efficiency, that kind of thing in industrial systems?
Okay, so that the book covers basics as well, so for people, fresh graduates or people entering the energy field, the book does cover some of the basic fundamentals like energy conversion, energy efficiency, thermal energy, electrical energy, but it also then goes into more detail for the more serious person. So we are covering some heavy industrial sections like fuels and furnaces, kilns, heat exchangers, refrigeration systems, large-scale chillers. So it covers some of those sections, and it's not really too academically focused, or it doesn't get stuck on a lot of technicalities. A lot of time it's focused on practicalities and a lot of practical examples that we found in industry. So it's much more applicable and hands-on for people to be able to use that. So this book is basically applicable to anybody in the energy, anybody working in industry, operators, maintenance managers, energy managers, production or utility managers, energy consultants. So basically anybody in industry that is involved in any kind of operation of machines can be influenced by this textbook.
Okay, and you said already that this book is looking specifically at industrial energy systems and energy management here. I was wondering if this has any particular challenges specific to it compared to energy management for, say, other situations.
Well, yes, yeah, I think my original takeoff point was that there's not really, or the existing literature only focuses perhaps on one component, like you'll get a book on pumps, or you'll get a book on pumps that covers that in a lot of detail. While other textbooks focus on a lot of topics, but it only scratches the surface. It only touches on some of these topics. So this textbook is now looking at, let's use for example a fan, You might find other textbooks where they will look at ventilation fans that's used in HVAC systems, but we will look at fans in a little bit more industrial applications like dust extraction in the textile industry, or fume extraction in the steel industry, or baghouse fans, or boiler combustion fans. So we go into a lot of detail on practical uses of fans. So we basically look at all these energy systems I've mentioned. This book is about, I think, almost like 500 pages, and it's really jam-packed with a lot of practical information that people can have a look at. And there's a lot of great specialists that was involved in developing this. Some of the original material was developed by one of my previous bosses, the late, great Professor Ian Lane and Professor L.J. Grobler, Louis Legrandsie is still very involved. Yolanda de Lange also wrote some things there. And there's some other guys as well, Eustace from Kenya and Devaksha. And there's a few people that was involved in using their expertise and putting that into that textbook. So there's about 17 sections, so 17 modules in the textbook. And each section has about 20 to maybe about 60 pages per topic, going into quite a lot of detail in some instances.
Yeah, so it brings together the expertise from these different people to give kind of an overview for people looking at all aspects of energy management in this kind of area.
Yeah, so different people with different backgrounds, different levels of experience, so it's something for everybody, I assume.
Yeah. And yeah, kind of looking at kind of energy management for industrial systems kind of generally. At the moment, there is this kind of ever-growing drive towards more sustainable energy practices, energy efficiency, that kind of thing. What are some of the ways this is being met currently in industrial energy systems? And I'm sure it's mentioned in the book.
Well, on sustainability, so there's a section on ISO 50001, and that is the energy management system, which is internationally recognized methodology, and they speak about how to find energy opportunities, how to implement these opportunities, and then also to keep them sustainable. So there is a section on this ISO 50001. There's also 50002, which is the energy audit methodology, which is basically the finding of the opportunities. So it gives you some guidelines on how to keep these energy implementations, how to keep them sustainable. So, and yeah, it should be added, that it's not only about saving energy and reducing your cost. A lot of time, optimizing an energy system also is inclusive of production improvements and the reduction of maintenance costs. If you take a compressed air system and you study that, and you are able to deliver a better, if you optimize a compressed air system, you'll deliver more stable pressures. You'll be able to deliver the air that is more dry and of a better quality. So you'll be able to then reduce the impact and the scrap rate on your end use equipment. So you'll improve your production, your quality of product, your output will be increased, you'll have less stoppages as well. So oftentimes energy efficiency and production has got a win-win effect. Or it's a win-win approach.
Yeah, just one final thought I had. You mentioned earlier about fans and dust extraction and just kind of air quality in general. You've been writing this and working on this book during a global pandemic with COVID. I feel like a lot of priorities for people in that kind of area have changed. Is this something you've included in the book? Is this something that's particularly relevant to energy management in these industrial systems at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, there wasn't really such a pressing urgency for looking at this, but the last decade or so, and for the next 10, 20, or up until 2050, this will be a very pressing matter as we move into this climate crisis. And, in industry consumes 40% of the global electricity, and a lot of time there's massive savings in industry. If you look at changing a pump or a steam system with small and cheap interventions, and very low risk, you can oftentimes achieve massive savings. So I think there's low risk, there's low capital investment in a lot of cases. So I think this is going to become more and more prevalent and more important for people to look at this, definitely.
Okay, fantastic. And I'm afraid we're kind of coming to the end of our time, but just one last thing. What would you like readers to take away from this book?
I don't know. There's a lot of things. I don't know. Go through the book and let me know. But I think one thing that I've realized is that energy is a very wide field. There's a lot of topics. I think the more people go into a certain section or a certain energy system, they may realize that there's much more to a topic than they would have initially realized.
Okay.
So there's much more depth to a topic that meets the eye, and people may be able to alleviate and realize more attractive energy savings, or things they may have overlooked, or maybe they have not implemented the most cost-effective or the most impactful opportunity. So the more you go into a topic, the more and more you realize that hey, there's really lots more things that I can look at and things I didn't even know about. So I think Socrates was saying, the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know about it. So I think if you go through the textbook and you go through some of the sections, you realize that there's really much more to a topic than just 10 or 20 slides that you may see in an average energy training course. So yeah, I think that's a good summary.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Albert, for joining me. Congratulations on the book. And yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Philippa. Thank you.